we are joined by Namibia's most influential musician ever to hit the stage. He joined us this morning to give us a preview of what his plans are for the future, but also to delve into what he did for the country as a whole. Elemotho, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good. It's a good day. It's yeah.
The weather and all?
Yes, cloudy. It rained a little. Well, it rained a little last night.
Not too much.
Yeah, but we're excited. It's good. Yeah.
Elemotho, now your reputation speaks for itself. It's like it precedes you as a person, and I feel like it's important that we sort of reflect on the things you've accomplished as an artist, and not necessarily focus on what you're doing now, because it's important to see the growth as a person, but most importantly the change you've brought to the country. Now your biggest award is the RFI France 24. Does it ever get overwhelming to think about that?
The way I won that prize was really weird because you had to apply, and we almost didn't apply, so I wouldn't have won it. And then, but it's like I have been working all that way. So when it came, it wasn't like I was ready. I'm not really a prize type of cat. I'm not. Awards. I think awards, you should get them when you don't necessarily deserve. When you should get when you deserve it, not when you are looking for it. So it's. I was glad it pushed me forward. I'm always, for me, I'm humbled. You know, I think that's the thing that I've got this. It's mostly French-speaking Africa. You know, so the fact that Namibia got it, that already was a big deal. And I went to Paris. I did 35 concerts, 3 months in 30 African countries.
Out of 500 people.
Out of 500 people, yes. And I heard that it was a unanimous decision, so because all of them liked it. So if it was 2 out of 3, I would have been a bit. The fact that they all went for it means that they really believed I had to get this.
It made a difference.
Yeah. It meant a lot for me.
Now, I've watched a lot of interviews about you, and you don't like to describe the kind of music you do, because it comes naturally to you. But give us just an example of the type of music that you would define you do.
I would say, if I had to be pushed into it, I would say Afrofusion. But I do a description. I call it the new sound of the Kalahari, melodies of meditation, and basically with a new touch, a new approach to an old sound, you know, because I've never was, even when I started, like with the first album, you could hear a bit of traditional elements, but then suddenly you hear like R&B elements, suddenly you hear reggae elements, suddenly you hear rock elements, and for me that's music. And they say music began in Africa, so you know I could claim it as an African. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the music makers. You were part of it.
Yes.
How would you describe your journey with the music makers, compared to what Namibian music is today? Would you say it's the same, or is there a growth?
Well, music makers was the beginning of what Namas was to become later, because in fact music makers first, and then there was, before Namas was something else, I'm trying to remember, before they call it the Namas, they would call it Namibian Sun, yes. Yeah. And I was there also, so it's been a journey, and the monies were not always available, the resources were not enough, there were not enough artists, and so what I like and what I enjoy was that it's been a transition. It's been a journey from when we started music makers at the NTN back then when Rashihama won, I remember for I don't know which album, it was one of the early albums, if it's not his second, till now where a lot of the new music also came, because I feel like the good thing about what I enjoy about Kwaito and the new music and hip hop now is that it shows the movement, because we grew up with a different school, you know, and the guys after us, they grew up with a lot of hip hop, they grew up with a lot of house, and it's showing. And so it is just a journey, you know. It's like how this new talk in hip hop, trap versus hip hop, it's a journey. If there was no hip hop, there would be no trap. So the trap guys can't beef on hip hop and knocking the hip hop guys, because hip hop, before it existed, there were black singers. Some guys, I mean, if you go to some of the early hip hop guys, some of them were rap singing, so it's not a new technique per se, you know. So for me, it's all transitions. It's all, Namas wouldn't be here if Music Makers wasn't there. Yeah.
So it's a great comparison.
It's a great, yeah, I feel like we should just appreciate the journeys. Things will change. Things will always change. 10 years ago, I mean, Kwaito led for 10 years in the industry, you know, it was, and then so when hip hop came in, everybody was like, well, hip hop, I was like, yeah, come on, you have to understand. All part of the circle of life. Hip hop was going to catch up eventually because it's huge, you know, globally, so it was going to catch up.
Now, you've sort of created a great milestone, not only for Namibians, but for Africans as a whole. Would you agree to say that our footprint is acknowledged around the world as musicians?
More and more. I don't know about I don't know about Namibia, I know about Africa, because some people have been working. I mean, West Africa has been working, Yosondor. I'm talking like the earlier guys, some of the beginning, but all the way back to Fela Kuti. They've been working to get the sound here. But now you have the Niger pop, which is like, you know, everybody's featuring the Davidos, the Mr. Easy's, because it's important. It's you know, it's essential. They're pushing. As for Namibia, I was once told in Prague, in Czech Republic, that Frankie Fredericks, because they were asking, who are you, Namibians? And the guy said, Frankie Fredericks. That's how important. And then it made me think a lot, like what this guy did with 200 and 100 meters really running in a short distance, put Namibia on the map running. So what is it we can do to push? And I believe, and I would like to still believe that we're working on it. We're working towards that. There is, the word Namibia is out there, the name Namibia is out there. People know it besides animals, besides running, more and more.
Well, because of the dish that we have nowadays.
Exactly. So it's a journey, and I think we'll get there. But we have to work hard at it. We have to be original as artists, as social movers and shakers, original in our country, because anyone can put Namibia out there. I mean, journalists, the boxer did it.
Yeah.
You know, the boxer did it. Harry Simon did it for his time that he was there. And it's, for me, it's if you do your best and you do it uniquely.
Yeah, or your part.
Your part. But you do it in such a way that people don't say, oh, there goes another African musician, or there goes another musician. They go, there goes a Namibian musician, there goes a Namibian. And for me, that was important. But I was born here, I grew up here. So it's important, because when I go there, I hear South Africa getting represented. I see a lot of Mali, Senegal, Nigeria. I hardly ever see Namibia. And as a Namibian, it hurts me. Yeah. It hurts me, because I would like people to someday say there was once a place that brought out this kind of sound, this kind of reality, this kind of thinking. We're a unique country with 2.53. There's no one like this in the world. We should represent that. We should.
Sorry, speaking of the diversity, you shared the stage with big names, UB40, Salif Keita, Johnny Clegg. Would you say the experience is different every time you get to shade with people of that magnitude, or would you say you stick to what you know and what you believe in, and rather share the experience by learning from them?
I would say go for the second one, because they are there for a reason. They're there because they watched, they learned, and they pushed. So for me, I mean, I remember I was the late Tuku, may go well, may rest in peace. We went in the UK 2014 at a Womat, and it was, I remember Tukuzi was sitting there. Later, I remember Sinead O'Connor. What's his name? The owner of the festival, Peter Gabriel, passed by, and you could see in the white tent where the artists were. That was one of the festivals I enjoyed, because the respect everybody showed. And so as a young artist, I felt so respected, and I felt so at peace, because it wasn't, oh, you young boys over there, we were all in the same tent. I could see Mtukuzi, I could see Yasundar, I could see Yasundar also, as I remember, I could see Sinead O'Connor, who is like, you know, she's huge, yes. And it was nice to be able to be like, oh, there's Sinead over there at the table with her people. There's Tuku, there's Yasundar, and everybody doing their thing. And if you wanted to greet, you could go over and greet and say hello, but you could also let them be. And that for me is a big deal, because I felt like finally I could be in that circle, that I watched them on TV for years. I mean, Sundar's 20 years above me. When he did 7 Seconds, when 7 Seconds came out, I think I was still in school. So it was a big deal. Like, I see this guy, the hit maker of 7 Seconds, and he's just like, like I could basically touch him. It rubs off that energy. It's a big deal. It
sort of influences you to be better
and to push more, do more, because I see them, they're like there.
Now, your first album in 2003, The System is a Joke, compared to your free concept that is coming along, sort of jumping forward and stuff. But would you say there's a comparison to what you tried to do or what you wrote about in 2003 to what you wrote about now, with taking into concern what's going on in our country?
So I would say content-wise, I've always tried to stay on the road, like basically, because I like context-based artists, conceptual-based artists. So my concept from The System is a Joke to now was storytelling, not necessarily politics, not necessarily spirituality, maybe a combination of all of those. I'm interested in the human condition, so my thing is to tell stories, hopefully. So with The System, I had gone, I remember 2000, I went to the States, just by myself with a guitar for 3 months after I finished university. So The System came off all of that. Like, my take as a Namibian, having left Namibia, because I never left the African continent, I was alone. So being in the States, and then I could look at Namibia from an outsider's perspective, but also look at the world as a Namibian, from the small, very safe, quiet, very relaxed country, tranquil country. And that was The System for me. So with Human, I had gone to live in Norway for 2 years, and worked there after The System. So hopefully my thing, and this is what I liked about when I was studying Bob Marley's career, was that he never stopped talking about the human condition. Even when he got popular, he just tried to make it bigger. So first it was Jamaica, and then it was the world in relation to Jamaica, but he was still just talking about people, how different approaches, not just necessarily the poverty and the hunger or the human struggle, but the human struggle in relation to emotions, in relation to race, in relation to man versus women, children. So that's my interest, because I like singer-songwriters. So with Human, I went, as the title suggests, I wanted to address humanity as a black Namibian living in Nordic Europe, where there were almost no blacks, And then the third album, Kinako, I was back home. The World Cup was just my firstborn, 2010. My firstborn came the same year of the World Cup. So Kinako is a Setswana word, which is it's time. And so I wanted to link that as a Motswana, Kinako, but also it's time, the concept, it's time, my firstborn. So I wanted to talk about time as a concept in relation to us as people. And then when Beautiful World came, the latest one now, I had traveled a lot by then. Every year I'm out. Every year I'm out. Maybe not even just once. Sometimes because my wife is from Spain, so sometimes I go to Spain just with family. But every year I'm out on the road. So last year, for example, I did South Africa in December. I did Botswana. I did Gaps. I don't know if I did Gaps last year, but I know I did Spain. We did Switzerland. Every year I'm on the road. This year we hopefully will be on the road again to do South Africa again. We'll hopefully do Germany, Austria, Czech Republic, Hungary. So that's the hope. We're still working on it. But every year I'm on the road. So Beautiful World was for the world that I travel, and I wanted to let people know, even with everything that's happening, Trump just got elected then, I remember, let us acknowledge that the world is a beautiful place. The sun shines every day. I've got 2 kids. I can't be going around going, the world is going downhill. I have to let them know that I look up, I look for their future and towards their future. And so that's what Beautiful World was. But it's still human condition, telling human stories. From the beginning, I'm still... So Black Men, for example, is not different from The System is a Joke as a song, because they're political songs. So hopefully I haven't left the political part of me, but also the spiritual part of me, because we're spiritual beings. It doesn't matter what you believe in, but I think humans are spiritual beings. As long as you think about death, life, that's spirit stuff, So I'm interested in the human condition.
Now, 2 of your songs made it on Netflix on the Grace and Friends episode series. Would you say that's the point of your career where you felt like, okay, I've made it in life? Or would you say it's at least a milestone?
It's a milestone. It's a milestone. They paid very well. So that was, for me, was very important. They paid very well. Grace and Frankie is a Netflix series now going for 4th season. So that's a big... I like it because Grace and Frankie went on.
Frankie or friends?
Grace and Frankie.
Frankie.
Grace and Frankie. 2 ladies. I know Jane Fonda is one of them. I don't remember the other actress, but also an old actress. But Charlie Sheen is in it. So they have a lot of now popular actors coming onto it. And Grace and Frankie going now for 4th season. The fact that a Netflix series, for that matter, in the early years of Netflix, because it was like, before it, like Netflix got huge, they approached me and said, we want not 1, but 2 songs. You know, and I remember I was watching the series. Movie music is very short. You get like a second. Remember one of the songs they're driving on a journey, like they're on a journey, and they play the song for like very little, but they pay you for these kind of things very well. The name is out there. When the credits roll, you are at the back. It's a milestone. It's a big deal. Hopefully there'll be more. I mean, I've got a production company in the UK, so hopefully they'll be asking for more music. I mean, I've been in a couple of other compilation pieces globally, children's compilation piece, African music. So it's the step, it's the journey. Yes, it's the journey.
On a lighter note, 2 short questions. Your dream Namibian destination, where would it be?
I've done most of them, but I once have done most. I still want to do the north. Okay, I want to do northeast. I want to do Katima Mulilo, the riverside. There's a ship. It's a ship where you can rent it with a family. You have a chef and a driver, and you basically see the Zambezi, and it's amazing. In the Zambezi, and you stay on the ship. They bribe for you. They take care of you, and you get to see. I would like to do that area, most specifically the ship, but also the lakeside, the Zambezi area. I want to do that.
Last 3 things you spend money on.
Well, kids activities, the school fees cost money, and activities cost money. What else I spent big money on lately? We fly a lot, so we spend money on flights. What else? What did I just buy now that cost a fortune? Medical fees, man. Medical fees, I don't know. Yeah, I'm older, so there's nothing for fun. Like, if it's for fun, it has to go to the family. You know, December we spent a lot of money. December was in Spain.
Yeah, it was just...
Yeah, it was holiday. So Christmas, we spent a lot of money on kids' presents, on house things. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. Money is there to be spent. I'm a big believer, and it's for the family. I'm a big believer in don't keep your money under the mattress until it burns or gets, spend it. Let it, or invest it and let it come back, but spend your money.
Yeah.
Money is there to be spent.
Elemotho, speaking of free things, you have a free concert that's coming up. Tell us about it. Where's it going to be? What's happening? And what's the whole message behind the free concert? So
on the 16th of February, which is in a couple of weeks' time, we're doing a free concert at Kramer's, the Kramer's ice cream place. And we've been going back and forth with him, and I was like, and I said, please. So I have a lot of new songs because I'm trying to work on a new project called Mhots, Firemaker, #Mhots. And the idea is to introduce some new songs to the people, primarily. We call the show From the Kalahari with Love, because conceptually Valentine's around this time. Yeah. And so we didn't want to go with hearts, but to start off the new year, especially in this economic depression, we're trying to lift up people, so hence the free. We're trying to lift up people, and I think music, art, film, they reach places where a lot of the things can't, it's in terms of upliftment, in terms of what it does to the human spirit and energy. So we're trying to do that also, to just have people come in, kids, we want kids to come in, parents, workers, non-workers, because it's a free space, as long as people keep their violent tendencies away from the place. Come in with your love, come in with peace. We call it love ice cream and music as a concept from Glad with Love, or love ice cream and music, because that's what we're bringing in. It's very hot. And Kramers is a very beautiful spot, centrally placed. I like the dynamics between the young crowd, the older crowd. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring parents with their kids, youngsters. The Kramers is affordable in terms of food and ice cream, and that's also what I liked it and wanted to do it there. A lot of new songs. We're going to play some kiddie songs. We're going to play also maybe play one Tukuzi song just to play homage to him because he just passed. Because he was a hero to many of us. But I'm bringing in a lot of new songs that are coming in the next project, and that's a way to kind of introduce them to the crowd, kind of undercover. We call it the paid rehearsal. Because of what it is, the venue, and so we're just going to have fun. I might bring in some guys just there that I know, like Slikarki.
So you won't be the only one performing?
I will be, by intent, but it's going to be a bit of a free flow. I'm hoping to call some people a little bit, but it's something I haven't even spoken to them necessarily, because the idea is it has to be a jamming session. Of course I will talk to them and we'll arrange something, but it's a jamming session. We'll do a lot of the repertoire is my repertoire, and a lot of new songs that hopefully people, when they hear them or they see them, the singles coming up by mid-year, or see the video material coming up, they can say, I was there, I remember. But above all, it's just to give people a good vibe, start of the new year with on a strength. They call it the year of Eros, because apparently 2019 the other way around is Eros. And Eros is erotic. It's all to do with love. It's all to do with the concept around love. It's very free, exactly. So love is a concept. We want to give free music to the people. I want to show my people how much I appreciate them for the love they've shown over the years. So this is a free concert to say thank you, and to say for the support. Until now, all the 4 albums I released are selling very well, and it's a way to kind of say thank you. Just thank you for being there. Thank you for believing in this dude when people were not even sure what the hell he was doing. So it's that. It's just my thank you.
No way of saying
thank to my fans.
Ending off our interview, is there something you would like to say to your fans? I know you've just mentioned how grateful you are for the support, just the support in general for your music. But is there something that you would like to say to sort of encourage them to come out to this event and just be part of the amazing idea that you have?
Well, it's free entry. I don't think we have to force you by a collar from your house to come into a free concert. It's going to be fun. It's lovely days these days. It's an evening gig. We're going to hopefully have a nice setup for people in terms of just the vibe and outdoors. And it's the beginning of the year, getting to listen to music in a free setup, a lot of new music, some known songs that people that are not necessarily mine, but like I say, something for the kids, so we're going to throw in a little something there. And so the idea is come out, enjoy yourself while you're still going through the tough, as you're finishing this tough January, people have spent all of their monies on everything from school fees to December, boss situations, So the idea is come have fun, bring something for the ice cream, the wine, the coffee, because they have that available, but otherwise, you just bring yourself, and bring a couple of your friends. I know some people that say they've never seen me in concert because I'm always at warehouse or I'm on the road. This is what we do. This is the opportunity for a lot of Namibians, a lot of Vintukers to come and see us before we hit the road in June, because in June we're going to be heading off to Germany, we're going to be heading off to Czech Republic, to Austria, and maybe even in April, hopefully South Africa, so come and check us out before we hit the road and see what it is we do, because a lot of people see me on TV and they say, and especially the fans that I think can't afford necessarily like the bigger fees, warehouse and such, or don't even really know about that reality. this is free. It's in the middle of town. You just come earlier, so you find your spot and buy your kids ice cream and enjoy. And enjoy
the beauty of music.
Exactly, and Namibian music for that matter also,
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being available to do this interview, and thank you for plowing back into the country that you love so much.
The pleasure's all mine.
I believe you love your country.
Yeah man, all the way.
That was Elemotho joining us in studio, giving us a sort of broader explanation of what he does and his upcoming concert this coming February.